The intermediate state. The life of man is represented in scriptures as falling into three stages. First, the period from birth until death, which is life in the present world and in the natural body. Second, life in the intermediate state between death and the resurrection, which is life without the body. And third, life in the resurrection body, which is the final and eternal state. The Bible does not give a great deal to say regarding the intermediate state. For the righteous, the intermediate state is a time of rest and blessedness, holiness and happiness. The New Testament sometimes represents the state of death as a sleeping, and the act of dying as a falling asleep. Matthew 9:24, John 9:4, John 11 verse 11, Thessalonians 4:13, 15, Peter 3 verse 4. But this does not mean that the soul is unconscious until the resurrection, but that the dead person is like one asleep, and not being alive to his surroundings. The story of the rich man and Lazarus represents the latter as conscious and blessed in Abraham's bosom. Luke 16:9-34. On the cross, Jesus said to the penitent thief, "Today thou shalt be with me in paradise." Luke 23:43. John says, "Blessed are the dead in which die in the Lord, for henceforth, yea, says the Spirit, that they may not rest from their labors, and their work follows them." Revelations 4:13. Paul says to the Corinthians that he is willing rather to be absent from the body and to be at home with the Lord. 2 Corinthians 5:8. And to the Philippians he writes that he has a desire to depart to be with Christ. Philip 1:23. Philippians 1:23. But while the interpretation state is being for believers a time of freedom from sin and pain, it is nevertheless also one of imperfection or incompleteness. This is because the soul is without a body, which for man is a normal condition, and because Christ rewards his people for the labors of life given until his second coming. The blessings of the intermediate state are, as were, only an earnest of good things to come. The intermediate state involves conscious suffering for the unregenerate, is shown in the story of the rich man and Lazarus, in which the rich man finds himself in torment immediately upon dying, with his brothers still on earth. Luke 16:9-31.